The following podcast may contain spoilers, strong language, graphic violence, and nudity. Viewer discretion is advised. Skadoosh.
Four guys and a movie. Four guys and a movie. Donnie, Brian, Rob, and Joe reviewing movies for the show. Four guys and a movie.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Four Guys in a Movie podcast. The podcast where these people in this room, just get together and talk about movies.
These people?
You know exactly what I mean.
I don't feel safe in the podcast no more. I think we need to have a house meeting, y'all.
Hashtag me too.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian.
Taekwondo Tony.
Wow.
Seafood Joe.
Wow.
And I'm your host this week, Po' Boy Rob. And this week we watched Kung Fu Panda, the Fat Chat OG. And, let's talk about when this movie came out and some facts and figures, Tony.
Rob knows nothing.
What was it, Chung Pao Tony? What did you say your name was?
Taekwondo Tony.
Taekwondo Tony.
So Kung Fu Panda came out in 2008.
I knew that.
Do you know who directed it?
A person?
It was Mark Osborne and John Stevenson.
Two persons.
Ozzy Osbourne and
Two
John Lovitz.
And this is a weird one because we're play a little game of one of these things is not like the other. One of them, the first one, Mark, directed a bunch of Weird Al videos, including the one for Jurassic Park, episodes of Kablam, that little known show from Nickelodeon, SpongeBob SquarePants movie, and The Little Prince.
Okay.
Sure.
At least heard of that one. The other one...
Hardcore pornography.
Debbie does everyone.
directed episodes of Father of the Pride and Sherlock Gnomes.
All right.
Okay.
Anyone?
Yeah, it's all
Clearly
children's movies. It's all mid-range children's movies.
Well,
A
one of those
masterclass
is
of
a lot
mediocrity.
better stuff,
Is it?
in my opinion.
Only you've seen them, so.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing to go on here.
No, but in his defense, the gentleman, John Stevenson here...
I don't think he needs to be defended.
But he worked, he's mainly an artist, so he worked in the art department on things like James and the Giant Peach, Little Shop of Horrors, The Muppet Show, Dark Crystal, Labyrinth,
All right, so he's got some chops.
and Count Duckula.
And Count Duckula.
And Count Duckula. And that's really all you could say about that.
That's what's
And
important
Count
to me.
Duckula.
That's what's important to me.
Is it?
Okay.
What else you got?
Oh, do we want to talk about our history or just?
I mean, isn't that what we do sometimes every week
Usually
when I
we-
remember?
Usually we do our history first.
Yeah.
You want to?
I thought I
All
had
right.
seen this movie, but apparently I didn't because I didn't remember anything from this. So, my first time seeing it.
Joe.
I saw this movie when it came out. I was like, that was a pretty good movie. And then I don't think I ever watched it again.
Rob.
I actually went to see this movie with a friend of mine, and we didn't really know anything about it, but it sounded fun, so we were like, yeah. And we were like, yeah, this is good.
You have other friends that aren't us?
I don't believe him.
I don't believe either.
I don't
You guys
either.
aren't really my friends, so pretty much anyone I
You know
associate
what?
with.
Rob, you're outvoted. You don't have any friends besides us.
It's my house.
I believe I
Can't
also
outvote me in
went
my
to
own
see
house.
this with a friend based on your recommendation, and I enjoyed it.
There you go. And Tony made up a friend to go see the movie with.
So
Oh.
did Rob. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see it with each other?
Brian, if a Transformer's big enough you could put children's clothes on it, it counts as a friend.
I think he did the extra work to pay for an extra ticket.
Metroplex and I had a lovely time.
Well, no. He snuck those all in a backpack and then assembled them like Devastator to put clothes on it after he bought the ticket.
Making us sound old time.
Yeah.
That's what I do with my fourth meals. I assemble them like Devastator.
Friend combined. Best pals forever. All right. So history of this movie. The movie was originally going to just be a spoof of kung fu movies, but the directors were like big fans of them, so they decided we don't want to make this, a laughing stock of them. They can be really good movies, and we want to kind of showcase them more than just laugh at them. The individual fighting styles are based on all real styles, much like with Avatar The Last Airbender, with obvious things being like the tigers is tiger style and Pose is bear style.
Now, Last Airbender, are you talking about the
We don't
cartoon?
talk about that. We don't talk about the movie that should not be named. You know?
Do I need to say Avatar The Last Airbender?
I think in this case you do because of the stigma attached to The Last Airbender.
I mean, to be fair, it fits to both.
Yeah.
Does it?
Well, both of them had the same style.
What style is it where you need 10 people to lift one tiny rock
Sad style.
by doing stomp the yard dances?
Just sad.
I think that was just soggy mud style. That was
Soggy
not
mud.
earthbending.
It was mud butt.
Yeah.
I never got that far.
You are lucky.
I never got that far either. I just saw clips.
Yeah.
I didn't get that far either, so let me get further. All right. The
You
scene
got that. You
where
saw it in theaters.
I wasn't talking about the movie. Talking about me
Just
reading
trying the
news.
segue.
Talking about this
it's
movie.
called the segue. So the scene where Poe enters the hall with all the great artifacts is based on the directors going to Skywalker Ranch for the first time and seeing all their nerdy memorabilia laid out before them.
I felt that it was genuine because that's how I would act if I was.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, showing up. Am I? Can you hear me all right? Am I when I speak? Am I showing up?
You're cutting out a little, actually. Yeah. Joe, would you unplug that second? No. Yeah, that one. Then just jam it in.
Yeah.
All right, let's try this again.
How about now? Do I sound a little better?
Yeah, now you sound
All right.
better.
All right. Yeah. All right. So I show up on the thing now.
I guess I'll wear both of these headphones. Gosh,
There. Sorry about that.
that's my fault.
But that's how I would have been if I had gone into, you know, a temple of some shit that I was a fanboy of and see even the invisible cane or whatever.
It's the invisible script of episode 1. 20 years.
I just want to see some show where someone goes to the temple of shit I was a fan of.
That's the shit from Mel Gibson. All right. Anyway, so a couple of the characters need some major revisions because apparently in the original draft or whatnot of this movie, the villain,
Tai Lung.
was way too sympathetic. And Poe kind of just seemed like a lazy douchebag, I guess. So they did some serious tweaking to try and balance that out to make him more likable and the villain a bit more villainous. And I guess in the original script, Mantis was going to turn out to be a bad guy in the end.
He was going to turn out to be a black dude in a wheelchair.
Yes.
I like that show.
I don't remember it enough.
It came on before Dark Angel. It was one that came on, and then Dark Angel will come anyway.
I never saw Dark Angel. Didn't it come on after The Flash?
It may have. Sorry, Tony.
I'm just so lost that anyone remembers anything about the Mantis.
Oh man, I just love that show.
I mean,
Did you watch The Cape as well?
No, I didn't. Yeah, I never got into that one.
Cape?
Sorry.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
What about Birds of Prey?
No, I didn't.
I missed that. Anyway, I don't know why. It's probably terrible.
Budgets or something.
Yeah.
Tai Lung was too sympathetic. Poe was too douchey. So they were like, what can we do to make it more approachable? Goose for a dad? Okay, let's do
Maybe.
Gummy bear noises.
it. Gummy bear noises.
All right. So does anyone want to guess at how much money this movie cost to make?
$60 million.
75.
Like honestly, I feel like they lowballed it and like were able to make a bunch of money because they didn't spend as much as we would think they would. So I'm saying $40 million.
It's $130 million.
Damn! Oh, Jesus!
This is CGI in 2008, guys. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I totally didn't take into account that it was like, it's DreamWorks post a couple of Shreks. Speaking of a couple of Shreks. So yeah, I guess they had the money to just throw at this. All right.
Well, let's see if Brian
Voice
was.
actors out the wazoo.
Yeah.
too.
Let's see if Brian was right about that second part. You want to guess at how much it's made?
$400 million.
Say 230.
I'll go in between. I'll go 250.
It was $632 million.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was a hit.
Yeah.
Like,
It was big.
Good.
as big as Poe.
It's big as.
Not Poe Dameron, but Poe. Sorry.
I mean, he's pretty big too.
As big as his head
It's
is.
big in his own right.
Is Poe Dameron's head really big?
No, but he's cocky as fuck.
I see what you're saying.
Metaphor.
I see what you're saying. But then Jurassic Park lady put him in his place.
Sort of.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Where she shot herself through a starship.
Right? And then
Are you drugged? What the fuck is happening?
the other cartoon wizard flew through space.
I'm going to say who's in the movie now.
All right. Thank you, Joe.
So we got Jack Black as the voice of Poe, Dustin Hoffman as the voice of Shifu, Angelina Jolie as Tigress, Ian McShane as Tai Lung, Jackie Chan as Monkey, Seth Rogen as Mantis, Lucy Liu as Viper, and David Cross as Crane. Tobias Funke himself has come along to help.
Most of them didn't even have lines.
You're missing one. And James Hong as Goose Daddy.
Of course, James Hong.
Appearance number 10 on the podcast.
Yeah, he's like...
Mm-hmm.
our
No, you're
grandpa.
doing an Asian-themed thing. Like, James Hong's just there.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this in a previous podcast, but he's just like, he just shows up at the...
Yeah.
Probably brings his own food and stuff.
I'm pretty sure when they were writing the script, they just used his name in place until they figured out the character. Like,
he came in makeup and they're like, it's a cartoon, sir. You don't have to.
but I want to.
I just picture gets low pad makeup.
Yeah.
Celebrate the day the Avatar was not boiled in oil.
So, that's who's in it. Let's talk about what happened in it, shall we?
Yeah, so this has a very good beginning. That that intro cartoon's really cool. I mean, and like Jack Black's style of his vocal delivery with this, combined with like the sort of Samurai Jack style animation, I'm like, I could watch like this all day.
Yeah.
This is where
really
you
cool.
can tell that they've worked in animation. They're big fans of like anime styles and things like that, and it's awesome.
The gang boss in that scene, Wayne Knight.
Oh.
Okay. And fun fact, all the villains in that scene are villains from the sequels.
Yes.
Huh.
At any point in the sequels, does anybody get blinded by awesomeness?
Have you not seen the sequels?
No.
I have not seen them.
Or attractiveness?
Yes.
Okay.
To both counts, I'm pretty sure.
Good.
Probably.
I enjoy the entire series.
Yeah, I have not seen a sequel to this movie. But yeah, we learn that there was a dragon warrior. He's super awesome. And he hung out with the Furious Five, who are the greatest kung fu masters in all of China.
But they all bow to the Dragon Master, for he is the best.
And they fought, like 10,000 demons? Something like that?
Something like that.
I
think
it
it's pretty
was
badass.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's Poe just dreaming because he wants to be a kung fu master.
So Poe is a panda who works at his father's noodle shop.
His daddy's a goose.
His daddy's a goose. He's Goose Daddy.
And he's got his Furious Five action figures, his Ninja Star collection.
Like, this was all of our room at some point as kids. Like,
He's trying to do his, like, martial
Some of us
art.
now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wasn't going to go there, but...
Sin Sharon doesn't allow me to have all that stuff in the room.
Well,
okay?
you're not allowed to have pointy objects anymore.
I'm really not allowed in there most of the time.
Oh.
But I set up my nice little couch area.
Oh, my tenders.
So yeah, he's trying to do his like martial arts kick up move, and it fails. And then like he goes downstairs and he's working in his dad's noodle shop. And tells his dad he had a dream, but he knows his dad's going to be disappointed if he told him he was dreaming about kung fu. So he tells him he was dreaming about noodles.
Yeah, he gets,
why your sheets are all wet?
but yeah, he gets super excited about this, thinking he's about to carry on the family's, long lineage of being noodle shop owners.
He's ready to learn about the secret ingredient to the secret ingredient noodle soup.
Wait, I enjoyed the little joke here of, he'll take over the shop like my father before me and his father before him, and he got it from the guy that lost it in a game of mahjong or whatever. That's cute.
But now we find out that the super high kung fu master Oogway, who's this like old turtle, is gonna pick the
best
Dragon
character.
Warrior, the best character.
The best character.
I mean, it's a cool character. The best character. But,
That's my
But yeah, it's time. It's a huge deal. The Dragon Warrior will be selected. presumably from the Furious Five.
Yes.
Um,
He will bring balance to the Force
mhm.
and
So,
stop the Fire Nation.
This movie is legit just a better Star Wars, like prequels.
Prequels.
That's not hard to do.
It's
Yeah.
really not. But like, imagine if this is what that was.
I think it's just more like
What?
it's more like The Last Dragon, except for The Last Dragon is a bumbling idiot versus someone who can kick ass in kung fu.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like,
Super 80s.
I mean,
Yeah.
we'll get into it later, I guess, once we've talked more about the plot. But
All right, so basically we meet Master Shifu, who's a little fox. He's adorable.
yeah, what is he?
He's a fox? I was trying to pick
Isn't
like
he?
what he was.
I forget exactly, but he's
Like a
something
lemur
along the
or
lines.
something?
No, it's,
Lemurs have long tails.
Yeah,
it's
Get
some
a little
kind of
puffy
rodent.
tail.
Not
I
all
believe.
lemurs.
Okay.
There are
Yeah,
many
but
kinds
he's
of
like-
lemurs.
yeah. He's got a big fluffy tail. You know, he's got the round ears. So yeah, no, he's not a fox because the foxes have the pointed ears. I don't know what he is, but
It's
he's
like a bush baby or something.
he's
I don't
adorable.
know.
But anyway,
Little Dustin Hoffman. He's
Yep.
adorable.
so Oogway's like, check it out. This guy Tai Lung, it's like the ultimate badass. He's gonna escape where we have him. We got to use the Dragon Scroll. We got to pick the Dragon Warrior. He's gonna bring peace to the valley and to you, Shifu.
Mhm.
Because your ass is wild.
It's wild.
But and here's where I appreciate like the smart writing of all this is he says right here like he's going to escape, but while you're getting all freaked out about it, realize that by a lot of people find their destiny on the path they take to try and avoid it, and in doing so, Sifu sends someone there that causes this dude
Yeah.
to break out.
He
Mhm.
grabs his favorite goose and he's like, fly over there, tell him to double the guard.
His favorite goose, which is not Goose Daddy.
No. No, it's the official like messenger goose. So yeah, they ring the sacred bell, which calls everyone to the palace, which is of course up this giant ass stairway. And Poe has to take the noodle cart there. And
It was funny because like everyone's in the restaurant. He hears the bell. He forces all the customers to leave. And he's like, "Yo, this is gonna be amazing. Go watch it. I'm gonna come too." And he's trying to leave. His dad's like, "Whoa, wait, where you going?"
Yeah.
He's like, "To watch the tournament." He goes, "Oh, that's cool. Take the noodle cart and make some money too. Like, we got a business to run. Make some fucking money."
Get to work.
yeah, and then you have
Which I'm also like, what are you doing, Dad?
Don't worry about that.
Hanging back in the empty noodle shop, you take the
Don't
cart.
worry about that.
Daddy needs some alone time.
Don't worry about Goose Daddy.
Oh, that just made it so much dirtier.
So he just like he reaches the stairs, he's trying to ascend with the noodle cart, gets like 6 stairs up and totally just craps out. Which is about 3 more stairs than I would have made
Yeah, true.
without
fact,
the noodle
I
cart.
Yeah.
appreciated that scene so much because
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's me.
Here's the thing, though. This whole valley is all pigs. How are they making it up there?
Have you tried to chase a potbelly pig before?
I have not, because I would get winded immediately.
Yeah, they don't. They keep it going.
I mean, I saw Babe.
And he was a svelte little pig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were not, though. They were all jowly, fat piggies.
There are also a lot of rabbits, though. So,
Lot of rabbits.
Do you think this takes place in the same world as Zootopia?
yes,
That'd be cool.
this is like feudal Zootopia.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
Here's my problem though. He abandons the cart in the middle of the fucking steps and just tosses it away from everything.
Yeah.
You bastard!
It's
At least
okay.
push it to the side.
Goose Daddy's on the case, man.
Sorry, nobody
Goose
wants that.
Daddy's not on the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shows up.
So here's the thing I don't
Eventually.
get. So he gets to the top. Now we get like a big physical comedy thing where the door closes right when he gets up there because it takes him a long time to drag his ass up all those stairs. And he's trying to find all these different ways of seeing the show because the Furious Five are out there and they're showing off their different skills. And he can't get in the door, so he ultimately ends up using the firework chair, which I like. That was a nice throwback to a Shiny Smith. They tested that one on MythBusters. Does not work.
Doesn't
Did not
Yeah.
work.
Well, to be fair, I think it works about as well as it does in this scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it did go pretty much wild and then
Yes.
immediately
Mhm.
exploded.
So yeah, launches him up into the stratosphere, then just drops him right into the middle of the festivities.
As Uguay
Oogway.
is trying to, he has a feeling that the Dragon Warrior is here. His heart senses it. He's like pointing around the crowd and like,
Yeah, I'm gonna point to the Dragon Warrior.
and then in comes Poe and he points right at Poe. And Poe's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt like that. Let me get out of your way. And his finger keeps pointing at him. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, for everyone that's there, they're not really sure if he was pointing at someone and Poe got in the way, or if Poe is the intended target of what he's pointing at. But according to him, he meant to point at Poe.
But another interesting thing, though, is Goose Daddy just pushes the door open, and he's like, what the hell?
I saw that too.
You know what? Don't worry about Goose Daddy. He has ways of making things happen, right?
Yeah, so, like, did Poe just never try the door? I guess.
Maybe.
So anyway.
I'm assuming that they were just people packed
Yeah.
against the door so he couldn't open it.
Well, then why would that have changed?
Because everybody started like looking around when they chose Dragon. Like he left.
Don't think too hard about it. Don't think too hard.
All those piggies had to try and lift his ass.
Yeah, it doesn't go very well. Like, he breaks right through the little howdah, and, like, the piggies and the goose, like, they finally get him in and just dump him into the palace.
Here's another one where we're like, fuck you guys. Because they're carrying him on, they got the two poles with the seat in the middle, and the goose can't really lift him. It's too much for them. He's too heavy. So some pigs come over, they pick it up, and they're carrying him in for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But most of the goose just like hang on to it
Yeah.
still, and like some of them actually like pull their bodies up to it so they get carried too. I'm like, fuck you. Like, we're helping you out.
I'm contributing.
Like, no, I'm getting a free ride. Get off.
Save me, Goose Daddy.
So, we
Goose Daddy
changed
apply.
scenery here to the prison where Tai Lung is being held, and we get to see all the formidable security that's positioned just to
Pretty
hold
excessive.
this one prisoner.
Yeah.
Yep. We got Michael Clark Duncan as
Yeah.
the lead rhinoceros in charge of protecting and guarding.
He's got 1,000 rhinos guarding him.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like ballista pointed at him the whole time. There's only one way out. You got to take an elevator down there to get to him.
He's got some sweet rhino nipples.
Mm-hmm.
He does have some nice rhino nipples.
He's got like 2 giant boulders hanging off either arm so that he can't move. He's got this like turtle shell locking thing on there.
Yeah, like the turtle shells, it seemed to have like needles or something to poke at pressure points that are supposedly blocking chi.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes him weaker. It was a nice touch.
But it's when the messenger shows up, he ruffles his feathers or whatever, and one like flies out,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Michael Clark Duncan. What was Rhino's name? Doesn't matter.
I don't even remember. Yeah.
He's showing off the security. He's like, no, don't insult me by saying he's gonna get out. No one ever will get out of here because this is my job and it's my thing.
Steps
Rhino.
on Tai Lung's tail.
Which is a
whatever.
dick move.
Yeah.
It is.
Like that's a dick move. I'd have been like, you're first, motherfucker. I would have said that shit. Like,
I think that's just so you don't feel bad when he dies horribly.
yeah.
Rhino Clark Duncan.
But just as he finishes his tour of the place, the feather lands right in front of Tai Lung.
Yep.
Because there are no accidents in this movie. And next thing you know, when it cuts back to him later on, he throws the leaf in the locking mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
And he uses his tail to unlock himself, and it's on.
Yeah. I mean, want to just go through that whole plot line now. Basically, he has a pretty badass escape.
Yeah, he awesomes his way out of here.
He
Yeah.
sure does.
I mean, he's like jumping on like ballista spears. He's fucking kung fu the shit out of everybody. Launched himself through the air, hanging on stalactites.
Yeah, I don't even know how, like, at one point, they're pulling up the little elevator dealie.
Mhm.
They fire a shit ton of arrows at him. He jumps under it, so he's protected by that. Then they cut the chain, so that drops, and I have no idea how he managed to get through that and pop out, but he does.
Fucking Legolas's the falling rock.
so
He
he just,
runs up
launched
those.
himself up.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a cat. Like,
Yeah.
With chi power claws and shit.
He
Like,
can do impossible things.
I guess so.
he's a snow leopard. Have you seen a snow leopard ever?
In real life?
Yeah.
Not personally.
You don't know what they're capable of. They can fly.
Sure.
We don't know.
Seen one at a zoo, like, take a nap.
All right. They can nap. They can fly.
Yeah.
They can sing.
Conservative.
You know, that's one joke I could have used because he's making his whole procession to the Valley of Peace this whole time. And they're like, we got to hurry. He's on his way here. And just cut to like a quick, like Tai Lung just curls up for a nap.
that's why it took so long.
Yeah, he had to
nap
take a
for
bunch of
16
naps.
hours.
Well, they had time to train Poe to be
Yeah, buy a couple extra days for that storyline.
I I mean, yeah, it could have been. It could have been a matter of weeks. Like
This one where he's like chasing a sunbeam around or something.
That'd just be silly.
So now
At one point in this fight, it's subtle, but he's knocking people off the ledge of this deep hole in the ground. Like, they're dying.
Oh yeah,
Like,
they're super dead.
and like he grabs the bombs that are supposed to blow the stalactite off and just chucks them at a crowd of rhinos.
like he's murdering people.
Yeah.
So, full stop. You guys haven't seen the sequels. They are not shy about killing people.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
This is one where I like it because it's meant for general audiences. I think it's PG or whatever. But like they don't play it down or anything. Like they don't focus too much on it because they don't want kids to see somebody get like decapitated or anything crazy. But like it's real. He's breaking out of here. He's hurting people on his way out.
consequences.
Yeah.
There were no parachutes in the distance.
Yeah.
like they're okay.
It's okay. The prison's been abandoned.
Yeah. Side note. Yeah. Yes. God. But side note, I just went over this recently with Joe when we saw How to Train Your Dragon 3, because they go to great lengths to show that, I have an axe, but I'm going to use it on its side to bonk you on the head. But then they leave people on a ship that their dragons set on fire. It's like, they're still dying. You could, say whatever you want about how they just knocked them out, but like, they're dead. Let's not play like you're playing it safe. Anyway.
I got to see those. I only saw the first one.
Yeah, I haven't seen the first one as well.
They're worth a watch.
So he basically breaks out of this prison. He grabs the goose and he's like, "Go back, tell him I'm coming. Get my dragon scroll ready."
I'm going to go take a nap.
Yeah. Because I know the goose can fly and he can't, but it's like they got a lot of time to prepare, But anyway,
He doesn't care.
yeah. So now we cut back to Poe. He's in the training hall, and he's geeking out about like the invisible cane and all these cool ninja tools and the urn of 1,000 warriors.
Yeah.
Which that I liked it a lot.
The whisper of 1,000 warriors.
The whisper, yeah. Which of course, when Sifu surprises him, he drops, and let's go like, "Ooh."
Yeah, like every little time he like touches it, and a few more souls get released.
So yeah, Sifu's like, "Yeah, you crap. I'm gonna make you quit." Slap the Wuxi finger hold on you.
Yeah, he's mad. Like he feels like this is an abomination to the tradition he set or whatever. Like this is not cool.
Well, and he's trained the shit out of the Furious Five.
Yeah,
and the Five are upset too. Obviously, they're disappointed because they thought one of them was going to be like the Dragon Warrior, and this is like totally a slap in the face of everything.
Yeah, like thanks for working here for the past 20 years, but instead of promoting you, we're going to hire this guy to be your boss. Like, it's basically
they got outsourced.
Yeah,
I will say one thing: he did just fall from the frickin' sky.
That is true. And
during an explosion. So
and honestly, as mad as Sifu is, and as mad as everyone else is, they don't really bully him. They still kind of... Because this could have turned into a whole, like, the Furious Five just playing pranks on him to try and get him out. But they don't go that route. They do the kind of, like, we don't like this decision, but it was Oogway's decision, and we're respecting it. You are the Dragon Warrior. And, like, there are scenes where they're actually, like, trying to help him out. Even though they're not.
Some of them, yeah.
Most
Tigress
of them,
is pissed.
Yeah, she's the most pissed because she was
gonna
the
be
front
Dragon
runner.
Warrior.
Yeah.
But the rest of them are like midland to, actually kind of helpful.
Well, yeah, I think all of them are upset, but most of them, aside from Tigress, pretty quickly start warming up to him. So, yeah, it's a nice dynamic here, and it's good because like we didn't have a lot of time for all that kind of nonsense, so they were smart to leave most of that out.
It would have been interesting if they point out the fact that, like you said before, like, this guy can't die. Like, nothing hurts him. Like, he gets winded, but, like, he can fall from a million feet in. It doesn't hurt him. Like,
they don't really... Well, I mean, some of it they didn't see, some of it they do, and I don't know why it doesn't matter to them, but it is funny because it is setting up the end of the movie where basically, like, it's not so much that he can hit you really hard, it's that you can hit him for hours and it won't mean shit.
He's just like, he just builds the kinetic energy and then can basically release it back out.
He's the Black Panther?
He's the Black Panda. Black and white panda. Cute little panda.
Yeah, we learned of the Wuxi finger hold, the dreaded, like, ultimate technique here, where you get it. you grab one of their fingers and you do this move with your pinky.
Yeah, you know what happens when I flick my pinky, right? Joe?
Yeah, and then it's the worst parts to clean up.
Which I like how he's a legit fanboy, so he knows everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he might not be able to do it, but he knows everything.
Whooshy finger hold. He's like, oh, you know this hold.
Also, I do want to just, again, put a pin in that. It's like the whooshy finger hold, and if he does something with his pinky, it's ends for you. It's the end of you, and it's going to be a terrible cleanup. Just remember that for later, folks.
All right, so they go to the training hall, and they want to see what he got. So he faces off against the child's, practice dummy.
Which looks like him.
Yeah.
A little bit.
They're like,
Yeah,
we use that to hold the door open when it's hot. And, it defeats him. It's like when you first started out in Munchkin and you're level 1 and you can't even beat the potted plant without
Dr.
somebody
Doom.
helping you.
Doom.
So, and then he just gets his ass whooped on the obstacle course.
He gets
And-
poked, set on fire,
Yeah.
Smashed in the tenders.
Spikes. Hitting his junk.
It's a bad scene, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets the worst of everything here.
So then he goes
But
to
survives.
the hallway where everyone's room is, and he goes into Crane's room, and Crane's like, you don't belong here. And he's like, I know that was the accident, how I was picked and all that. He's like, no, it's my room. You just don't belong here. I need to concentrate or go to sleep.
It makes him feel better. He's like,
He's like, all right. So he goes across the hall to Tigress's room. And she's like, you don't belong here. And he's like, I know it's your room. He's just like, no, you don't belong here. You're a disgrace.
you're a disgrace. You should leave by morning.
Insult to Kung Fu.
Leave China.
So then he goes to sulk by the peach tree. And Oogway shows up.
By sulk, you mean eat all of the peaches?
Yes,
at
stuff
once?
I mean,
his
yeah, that's-
face.
We all sad eat, so whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said
No,
a happy.
I mean, this guy.
I'm with Robin pointing this out because this was awesome. I just loved how much he really shoved his face full of peaches.
He had 7 in his mouth.
I mean, it's not
And
even a question if this guy's a Fat Chat member.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the one that popped out while he was trying to talk.
He's the Dragon Warrior of Fat Chat.
Yeah. This guy's a Fat Chat legend.
Yeah, but-
Uguay is actually Debetus's brother. I don't know if you guys
I
know.
know,
that.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Oogway's cool about it. He's like, peaches, whatever. Millions of peaches.
Oh,
peaches
beat me
for
to
me.
it. Beat me to it.
There's a turtle somewhere near Sri Lanka that's 198 years old.
I believe it.
Why
Did it
you
just
have to
come out of
count-
your ass?
I don't know why. I had to punctuate that by ripping ass,
But
but
by the way, are you just especially productive today? What
I don't
the
know
hell
why.
is going
Like-
on, man? You've been
I didn't change my diet or anything.
You
But yeah,
might have to
it's
change
been
your
pretty
diaper.
prodigious.
He was saving it for recording.
Yeah.
so 198.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like they had a picture of him, or I'm sorry, 188, but they had a picture of him in 1930.
Wow.
And he's basically the same turtle now. And there's not really like he's totally blind and whatnot, but other than that, there's no evidence that he's going to die anytime soon.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Turtles live forever. Anyway,
Some of them.
yeah. So Oogway's like, no, be cool, man. It's all right. He just rips a sick belch.
He might have.
Yeah, but no, he's basically what's his whole thing with this?
Well,
It's
he's like, you just gotta chill out. Like, don't worry about what's
Yeah.
the past. That's whatever. In the future,
Oh,
you can't
that's
really
right.
control. So just be in the moment. Just kind of deal with what's happening. right
Why it's
before
called
you.
the present.
Yeah.
it's a gift.
The past is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift.
That's why I call it clever stuff.
Then he gives the whole do or do not. There is no try.
Yes.
And then he just pokes Poe in the belly with his stick for an hour.
Yeah.
This is fun.
So yeah, so
Your belly is like memory foam. And just shoves his face in there.
the next morning they all wake up and they see that Poe's room is empty, so they think he quit.
And they're happy
All right.
about it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
good.
Nope. Chuck tested.
Can't wait to rub this in Oogway's dumb turtle face.
Dumb 360-year-old face.
Shove his head back in his shell.
Take that, you dying old man.
Yeah.
Shredder was right.
And then they go to the training grounds and Poe's there just doing a split on a rack.
He's trying to Van Damme it.
Yeah.
He is.
So yeah, it's another day of them just whooping his ass. But this day he's his spirit can't be broken. So like
He's into it. Because like
He
they
is.
put him in moves and he's like, oh,
Yeah, we're
sweet,
gonna-
do it
yeah.
again.
Yeah, we're gonna show you all our awesome moves and styles that we do, and he's like, "That's cool," because I'm a big fan of you guys.
Mm.
They just beat the crap out of him, but again, he can take it.
Yeah, I'm not
He's
going
like
to
a
quit.
champ. Yeah.
So now at the end of the day, we find out that Tai Lung has escaped, and they're like freaking out.
I like how when Sifu tells Uguay, he's like, that's some bad news. Like, Uguay's like, no, there's no bad news. It's just news. Like,
Yeah.
good or bad, it's just news. And he tells him, he's like, that is bad news.
But he does qualify it with if.
You don't believe the
Yeah.
Dragon Warrior is going to take care of it.
Yeah, that was funny.
So Poe's like,
Also, by the way, I gotta go.
who's this Tai Lung guy? Okay. Let's cook. Well, no, first he cooks for the 5. Then he learns about Tai Lung. And you get the whole backstory how Sifu trained this guy to be the Dragon Warrior. He assumed like that he was the legendary, like, great Dragon Warrior master martial arts guy. And he got really emotionally attached to him and really loved this guy. And then Uguay's like, yo, this guy's heart it's not there. Like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah, he literally raised him and trained him as from being a little baby.
Yep.
Sifu was Tai Lung's goose daddy.
yeah.
He was. He took him in when he was abandoned on their doorstep because I guess they're this town's equivalent of like the fire station or something.
Yeah, and all he had in his suitcase was a little devil costume and a
He-
prune.
Yeah, he was like, Shifu's ultimate warrior. And then they found out that, he couldn't wrestle and that he believes in destrucity and that queering doesn't make the world work.
And like,
All those other crazy things the ultimate warrior said.
Because I sense much fear in him, and fear leads to anger.
Yeah.
Anger leads to hate. And
So-
hate leads to the dark side.
Yeah, long story short, Tai Lung was just like, fuck this whole valley, and just went around kicking things for a while, then came back to the temple to take the scroll. And
I think it literally was just like, I'll prove I can be the Dragon Warrior. I can do it. I can kick you 9 times.
yeah,
he was like, fuck everything. I'm
it's
taking
funny
it.
because he's in the temple, and Uguay's like, no. So then he does just go somewhere else and kick people for a while, and then comes back to the
Just
temple.
have
to
I'm
get
gonna
the
kill it
scroll.
out of you.
I'm going to flip your table. I'm going to flip
Yeah.
their table. I'm going to flip his table. Flip all the tables.
then-
But in a badass move, he jumps up to grab the scroll, and Uguay's like, I got this.
Well, Shifu's supposed to stop him, but he can't because he just sees the little kid. That
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
he loves.
Yeah, but Uguay does just go like,
Yeah.
boop, 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 I'm done.
He just turns him off. Like, and
Yeah.
you're off.
Yeah, like he dials like a phone number on his
Yeah.
chest and paralyzes.
Yeah, he puts in his password.
Yeah. All right. So then they're like, "Oh yeah, this guy, he's the baddest motherfucker out there." And
Shut your mouth.
yeah. Oh, and by the way, Uguay's dead. So,
Which that scene was interesting because he if you look at it in context, like, oh, Tai Lung's out. Oh, all right, cool. My time is done.
Great time for me to go.
Here's my cane.
Yeah, he
Train Dragon
realized
Warrior. Bye.
that move I did on Tai Lung is not going to work twice, and it's all I got.
You got this right, bud.
I also like while
Punch
watching
my
this,
ticket and turn into petals and blow
Yeah.
away.
He does just do that, but while watching this, Brian was like, "Wouldn't it be great if we just see him like fall off the side of the cliff?"
I didn't believe enough.
So
Or actually, no. Talking about that, I also would accept if we just cut to him like climbing down the side. Of the, I got no part of this. Like,
I'm out.
Sneaks into a cab.
done.
So, he leaves Shifu with the master stick. So Poe's like, fuck this. I am fighting this guy. I'm leaving. And he tries to quit. And so meanwhile, Tigress is like, I'm out of here too, but I'm going to go fight friggin' Tai Lung.
Yeah, this is what we were trained for. I'm gonna take care of this bitch.
Oh, we never really introduced the Furious Five. It's not that important, but you got Tigress, the tiger, Crane,
The crane.
Mantis,
the man.
The mantis.
Snake, and
Snake.
Monkey.
and Monkey. Who's
The-
voiced by Jackie Chan?
The Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
He says like one thing the entire movie.
Yeah.
And he gets his name like separate
Mhm.
in the credits.
Yeah, well, because Jackie Chan.
I
But
guess.
yeah, that's actually. I think that's probably also to play up for foreign markets. But one of the things I did read when doing history on this is like he recorded his whole thing in one day. Not just for the Americans, but like for a couple other languages. Just came in, got in the booth, knocked it out. Like, I'm done.
Hey.
And got a good chunk, I'm sure, of this huge budget this movie had.
He really only said like 3 words.
Yeah.
the entire
yeah.
movie, so.
It's not much. So yeah, the Furious Five depart to go fight Tai Lung. All right. So now the master Shifu stops Po from leaving and is like, I'm teaching you Kung Fu. And that's just it. We're going to figure out how.
But I don't know how.
It was kind of touching because Po was like, look, like, you don't even want me here. I was only hanging out here because like I felt it was cool for me to be at this place that I was like a fan of, like, and it's better than me being at home in a place that made me miserable. So this place, I'll take all the beatings you want to give me, like, as long as I can get to be here, but not to fight that guy. Yeah, fight that guy. Fuck that. I'll go home and serve noodles. Fuck
Just
that.
killed 1,000 rhinoceroses.
and Shifu's like, look, like, Uguay said that you're the one. I believe it now. We'll make this work. I just don't know how, but we'll do it live. Fuck it.
Just fucking go to bed and let me think.
Yeah. So Po says, you know what? I'm a Fat Chat member. We're going to go eat.
Yeah, no one else is here. No one can stop me from getting these snacks.
And he fucks up this kitchen.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you hear, like, Shifu's walking towards the kitchen and you hear, hi, yeah, whoa. And like, he looks in and the kitchen's fucking demolished.
I mean, there hasn't been a ransacking of food stores since the girl in Jurassic Park. The Lost World.
Yeah. She ate all the fucking snacks. In like 5 minutes, she ate a week.
I mean, this guy didn't even leave the crackle bars. Like,
I totally forgot about that.
all the snacks.
But like, she was looking around, like, some of the cabinets that have holes in them are really fucking high up.
Which, by the way, is my favorite part. Is just like, I don't have time to open a cabinet. I'm punching through that fucking thing.
Well, and like they had metal locks on them. Yeah, they just punched right through.
But like, there's holes in all kinds of stuff. And she was like, oh, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I understand you eat when you're upset. Just so you know, Monkey keeps his cookies on the top shelf over there, and he walks out. He's just like, I'm gonna see what the fuck happens. Mm-hmm. Walks out, looks back in. This motherfucker's doing a perfect split up 15 feet in the air, eating fucking cookies.
Shoving them cookies in his mouth.
He does look like a panda, though.
He's in like a fugue state, too. He's eating so furiously. He doesn't even know how he's doing this stuff.
And I like Wile E. Coyote. Like, he's totally cool with it until he's pointed out to him. Like, oh shit, I am just standing in midair. Like, drops.
That's how you defeat Tai Lung. Just pour barbecue sauce on him.
Yeah, pretty much. Which I do like in that fight.
Oh, my tenders would have a totally different meaning.
Yeah, so they go for the anus first. It's the most tender part.
Oh, God.
They're like, grab all the food that you haven't eaten yet. We're going to where Tai Lung... not Tai Lung, where Uguay unveiled the mysteries of the universe. We're going to go hang out at the birthplace of Kung Fu. Yeah. And, training montage time. It's like, we're going to fucking, let you eat some dumplings, but then I'm going to stop you. Every time you try to go for a dumple, I'm whacking you.
I do wish that they gave more context to the scene. But, cause this takes place while the Furious Five are going to fight Tai Lung, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If at some point in the beginning of the movie they had said, Tai Lung's in prison that's so far away.
Yeah.
Just saying it at some point would have helped put context, cause like, it seems like it's not that far away.
It is implied, but it's kind of like,
well, it's a bit more than implied, because when he's about to run down the stairs and leave, and he's like, you can't train me. He says, you can't train me in the next 10 days before he gets here, or something like that.
No, he said, like, even if he's 6 months away or something like that, it was a big
few units
of
time we're throwing around.
But it was, why does that smell so bad?
Joe's ass.
I know, but like the other ones weren't that potent, but now it's like...
It's getting worse.
Because he has learned the secret from the Dragon Scroll.
It's not going to get any better.
I know, but it's distracting is the problem.
Learn from Po and just muscle through it.
Just eat it.
Just eat it.
But yeah, like Joe was saying in this scene, they're using food for training and it's working. Like,
yeah.
That's how you get fat people to do things.
Fighty scenes here.
No. Yeah. It's cool training where he's, doing different things. Like they're, using the chopsticks and they're kind of battling with it. And it's like, well, just replace that with any, like a knife or something. That would be good knife fighting.
Yeah. They're throwing each other around, doing all this flippy shit. They're going hard on that dumpling, which is probably really gross by the time this is over.
Probably.
Yeah.
But like I think it's trying to show that like the less he focuses on what he's doing,
Yes.
Yep.
the more intuitive he is at doing the stuff. Like just be natural in your flow, and you figure it out.
Well, and being the Dragon Warrior, the potential is there.
For
You just
sure.
have to realize you have it.
Yeah.
All right. So, basically at the end, he gets the last dumpling and then he doesn't even want it. He just puts it down. He's like, we're good.
No.
Probably because it's so freaking gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually tosses it back to Sifu, who just throws it over his shoulder.
Yeah.
And we were all like, why are you wasting dumplings?
Yeah. That was a Fat Chat yellow card right there.
Yeah. That's a fat chef.
But I wonder.
You got to do some time in the penalty box.
Yeah.
The only reason I wasn't more upset with that is earlier when he's doing like that shell game, he flips the bowl over and I'm like, oh, it's been on that rock. I don't know.
I thought the same thing.
I don't know.
But like,
he's been meditating on that rock. I don't know.
I wonder if this touched back because one of the scenes where the first five are describing the Dragon Warrior to him, they're like, I heard that he can survive and on just the dew from off a stone for like 6 months, something like that. And Poe's like, it definitely ain't me.
Yeah.
And then Aussie's like, you know what? I don't even want it. Like,
He's feeding off the awesome energy.
yeah.
All right. And now we get to the Furious Five running into Tai Lung on the crazy bridge over nothing.
Yeah, there's it's like a ton of interconnected bridges
Yeah.
over a whole lot of nothing.
And this was a very cool fight scene.
Mm-hmm. So the idea is like, Tigress goes out to fight him and then it'll like cut the ropes. And then Tigress is like, I do not have this. So Monkey goes out to help. And it's like, okay, so now that's the only other one that I could see really holding these ropes up. And then Crane goes out to help, and then like Snake's like, all right, I'm going to go out now. And the freaking Mantis is holding 4 ropes. Holding the other 5 people involved in this fight up.
He's a kung fu master.
Yeah. No, he's fucking strong.
Yeah.
I mean, physics don't care, but that's
Yeah.
fine. Whatever.
So,
It could be worse. Like, try if they had the snake doing it and it's like,
Oh, that's fine. I don't care.
what are you even holding it with?
So, basically they get Tai Lung all wrapped up in the ropes and they cut the bridge and they make the bridge fall and like he's just gone off into the mist and they're like, all right, cool. We did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tai Lung's like, no, you didn't.
He's like, fuck that. Yo,
Yeah.
don't underestimate me.
Comes out with his stun fingers. He's like, I learned how to dial your phone number. And, yeah, they're out. Fucked them up.
Yeah.
Even though they're all stunned, still get back before Tai Lung.
Oh, they flew.
Well,
Yeah, they left
Crane somehow
Crane
did not get
unstunned.
stunned, and yeah, he carried.
Well, that
on.
and like
intentionally unstunned.
Yeah.
and
and
So
Tai
that he could bring them back
Yeah.
and spread fear.
Lung had to lick his crotch for a while afterwards.
Yeah.
And take a bath and curl up somewhere. All right.
He fixed the bridge just so he could be the one to break it.
Yeah. So, all right. Shifu's like, let's get the scroll for Poe here. And Poe's like, all right, awesome. Can't even get like the tube for the scroll open. And so Shifu has to pop that open and then he looks at it and it's blank.
Yep.
Nothing going on there. I like how Shifu acts where like, Poe kind of points it at him and he's like, I'm not going to look at it. And then, but he saw in the corner of his eyes, is like, there's just nothing here. Freaking out.
What the?
Yeah. And he's just like, God damn it, Oogway. Fuck.
You motherfucker.
Useless
Yeah.
sack of shit
I
turtle.
do like the maneuver he had to do to get the scroll. Like he had to do all this like
Yeah. Spinning the
staff
staff, and it
stuff.
got
Yeah.
pedals to go up there, and one little pedal landed on it and was enough to tip it out to fall. Yeah, it's cool.
So
But yeah, it's all nothing.
he's like, all right,
Shiny.
Poe,
paper.
get out of my sight. Everybody else, go evacuate everyone from the valley. I'm going to stand here and buy you some time.
Well, no, Poe's the one that's more like the turtle's crazy, and he's like, no, it's got to mean something. He knows what he's talking about, but you know what? We're still warriors. Let's do our thing. So just evacuate the people. We'll get them safe, and I'll deal with him because that's what we're gonna have to do.
So, yeah, Poe returns home, meets Goose Daddy. Goose Daddy's like, all right, it's time. You get to learn the secret ingredient now.
Well, because he was like, because he kept saying, he was like wondering about like where he came from, like or something like that.
Yeah.
And to deflect, he was like, it's time you learn the secret
Yeah.
ingredient.
Quick note. Also, I love this little joke of just like, oh, I'm so happy to see you, and gives him a big hug, and in the process somehow managed to get the apron back on him. like just you're back to work. Boom.
So yeah, basically there is no secret ingredient. Yeah. We've seen this plot before.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like people just have to, believe that it's special and that it is special.
At least he didn't say the secret ingredient was love.
Mm.
You got the heart of a champion.
But yeah, you just got to believe that something is special and it will be special. Yeah. Poe realizes, even looking back at the scroll, he realizes it's just shiny paper so he can see his reflection in it. Like, oh, I'm what's special.
Mm-hmm. Wow. You sure look like a master to me.
Yeah.
So Tai Lung shows up to the temple, sees Shifu, and he's just like, I'm going to beat your fucking ass and get that scroll. And just gives him a good sound beating.
There was a blue firefight.
Yeah, another good fight scene here, using a lot of the weapons and everything from the other masters and whatnot. And
he used Berserker Barrage. He used the Flying Dutchman. He used the Hot Carl.
I believe a Flying Butt Pliers was also... No, Poe uses the Flying Butt Pliers.
Poe uses the Flying Butt Pliers. Butt Pliers. Yeah. She sells my...
So,
I do like at one point, Tai Lung grabs the master's cane and is like choking him with it. And like, and it breaks in this weird, like, light, whatever. But if you look, like some petals flying around, and it's like, oh, that was like Oogway doing something, helping out. I thought that was a nice touch.
I also would have liked it one last little.
Shifu's like, hey, dum-dum, scroll's not here. Dragon Warrior's taking it, out of China by now. You're never going to get it. And Poe's like, oh, hey, I got the scroll right here.
It's like, fuck.
I am right up in your face.
Yeah. I also hear, like, Poe shows up totally in a style I would do, where he's just like, I am here to be awesome. But give me a minute. That was a lot of stairs.
And Tai Lung's like, what the fuck is that? Like, what's he going to do? Sit on me? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's like, if you want it, you gotta come get it, and immediately just gets knocked the fuck out.
Like, okay.
But, you see, he uses his jelliness to bounce off the wall and come right back and hit Tai Lung. And an interesting fight ensues. Tai Lung definitely has the advantage in technique and ferocity, intensity and all that. But Poe just keeps friggin' hanging in there and just keeps rolling with whatever Tai Lung gives him and adapting it somehow to, his style.
He's got some good moves in there, but most of it is just like, oh, hit me in the belly. I don't care.
And every time his belly bounces on something, they put in the gummy bear sound. And I appreciate it so much.
All right. So, Tai Lung finally does this move where he like knocks Poe up in the air and then he jumps up and like drives Poe into the ground. And Poe's like, shit. And then Tai Lung grabs the scroll. He's like, secrets of the universe is mine. And he's like, it's just a reflection.
There's nothing here.
Yeah.
He does get Skeletor's golden armor.
Poe even says, like, yeah, don't worry. I didn't get it at first, but it's all in you. And he's just like, fuck that. I'm about to kick your ass for realsies. But he tries to do a little stun maneuver again. But again, on Jelly Belly, it's just not working.
I do want to add at one point in this fight scene, before he gets the scroll from him, the scroll that's out of their hands and they're both kind of chasing it. And at one point it lands in like the statue's mouth. And Poe, he like concentrates on it really hard. Yeah, it turns into a cookie. So like now he sees it as a cookie. So now he's fighting better because he's trying to get a cookie. But it was a cool thing.
Also, one great shot too initially like early on in the fight where they're falling down the stairs. There's one point where you see Tai Lung's head hit a stair and just the entirety of like Poe's ass like
it's right on him.
Squishes his face.
I think all you can see is a tiny bit of his nose from his butt cheeks. But the part Brian was talking about, I also wanted to mention because he's like, "Oh my god, the scroll gave him so much power because he's able to climb this house." To which he runs up and punches the house so it starts to crumble. I'm like, "And you're worried about his power? Like, fucking." So it just kind of shows it's believing in yourself. But also, kind of on that note, like I said, he's doing the stunny thing. But it's not working on Poe, which was set up earlier because Mantis at one point was trying to do acupuncture on him, but he's like, I can't find it under all his flab.
That's why That's why I put on so much weight to protect myself. from
Oh,
people
that's
trying to-
what
It's
I'm
armor.
going to tell
trying to
people.
block my
Yeah.
chi. Yeah.
Yeah, it's armor. I get it.
It's armor to protect me against all the insults I'm getting from being this fast.
Good luck trying to steal my wallet. I can't even get it out of my pants.
That's right.
It's just stuck in there.
Oh.
My arteries may be blocked, but my chi is not.
Yeah. Chakra's flowing. All right. So at this point, like it's all Poe. Like, he tries all kinds of crazy moves. Poe grabs his tail at one point. Like he tries to bite Poe and ends up biting his own tail. He gives Poe like, some kind of attack that Poe just immediately redirects and like launches him through a house. So then he does like any bad guy is wont to do. When all of his techniques don't work, he tries that I'm going to yell really loud and just run at you, which Poe responds by locking his gut in place and just launching Tai Lung up into the stratosphere off of his own gut.
He don't quite just lock his gut. He clenches his cheeks. And
Yeah,
then shows
yeah,
That
that's
butt-
true. Yeah,
See that butt clench?
yeah,
That's a power move.
yeah, and that's it. Tai Lung just crashes into the ground. Gets up from that, and he's like, I'm the Dragon Warrior. This is, not you. Screw you. Goes to punch him, and that's it. That's Poe gets the whooshy finger hold on him.
Yes.
And now Tai Lung's like, oh, he taught you that? Oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
like
No way.
You're bluffing.
you're bluffing. I don't believe you. He's Poe's like, nah, I figured it out though. Skadoosh.
To which we just see this wave of gold fly out and like
Yeah.
hit
So-
everything.
Does that just make his like chi explode or something like that?
It turned the entirety of him into dried urine,
Yeah.
Okay.
which
he got the cat piss knocked out of him.
yeah,
I think he literally exploded into glitter. Like it's just there's nothing left of this guy.
Dragon hearted him.
Well, this is why I said before, put a pin in the worst part is the cleanup, because he just exploded into glitter. Like there's nothing left of him. And there's glitter everywhere. Deal with it, folks.
So, that's basically it. Everyone comes back, and you see like the Dragon Warrior from the beginning in the cartoon. He's got like the cool hat and everything, and it's just he's wearing a wok on his head.
Yeah.
Smoke clears. And then he's like, oh shit, Shifu, he's probably dead. I'm going to run back up there. And you think like Shifu's dying, and he's just lying there. And he's like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm just lying here. I'm at peace. Everything's good. So Poe lies down next to him for like 10 seconds.
You want to get something to eat?
And
Okay.
then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cut to a awesome Jack Black rendition of Kung Fu Fighting.
With CeeLo?
No, it's CeeLo, yeah.
Oh, that was CeeLo?
Well,
Oh.
it's CeeLo and Jack Black.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
no, there's
All
definitely some Jack Black in there.
Oh, yeah. It's both of them.
Yeah. Also, I don't know who he was in the movie, but whoever KG Shaw was, he was voiced by Kyle Gass. So I'm glad that
Oh.
Rage Cage got a
I
part in
believe that
this.
was one of the pigs.
Okay.
I could be wrong. But
I don't know.
Tenacious D?
Oh, that Kyle. Gotcha.
That's Kung Fu
right.
But that's Kung Fu Panda.
All right, that was Kung Fu Panda. Tony, you got some Rotten Tomato scores for us?
I do. According to RottenTomatoes.com, critics gave this a score of 87%. Audience gave this a score of 82%. That's their thoughts and opinions. What are your thoughts and opinions / recommendations on this, Joe?
It's good. I like it. I mean, there's not really much to say about it. It's a very, very simple plot, but you've seen the plot before, but whatever. It works. Great animation, an amazing voice acting cast. Fight choreography's cool. Looking at animals doing stuff's cool. I just enjoyed it. Nothing really bad I could say about it.
All right, Brian.
Yeah, it's a solid B. There's some things we'd like to have seen a little different, like if time had been referenced a little bit more, because it seems kind of weird that they could get him to be able to fight the Tai Lung by the end and the time frame that they had. But whatever, it wasn't enough to knock me out of enjoying the movie. I loved it a lot. So it was a good solid B for me. I'd say yeah, watch it. I watch the sequels. I'm down to watch them. So just because of this.
Right. Yeah, same thing with me. Like, I wish they could have spent a little more time with the Furious 5 as well, just because they seem like interesting people, but we don't know squat about them because we're not given the time. But that's the restraints of this movie. But otherwise, it's, it's really good. And it's the kind of movie you can throw on at any time, really. Like, you can sit and pay attention to it and enjoy it. You can throw it on in the background. Anytime you look at it, there's something cool happening. It's a good movie. And the whole family can watch it because it's pretty inoffensive and everything. So, yeah. Good movie, different recommendation from me.
Do we ever get to see more of the Furious 5 in the sequels?
A bit more, and I think it had a TV show, which I believe
they
went
had
more
their
into
own
them.
show at some point. And I think they have animated specials, but for the most part, it's about the same. I would say, because the series is called Kung Fu Panda, so he is.
Well, yes, you get a bit more of them each time, so you're probably getting about as much as you are each movie, but as a whole, you get to know them a little better.
Yeah, it's probably accurate. But I definitely recommend this movie. I enjoyed, like Tony said, it's one of those movies that I can have on pretty much any time. I'll never be upset about watching it or bored. I think the fight scenes are really cool. The jokes all actually land. The jokes are kind of funny, and it's it doesn't overdo it. It doesn't overstay its welcome, and it just does what it needs to do. So I really enjoy this, the whole series.
Yeah, I don't remember enough about the other two to say more, but yeah. So recommending Kung Fu Panda. What else we got for the people, Brian?
So it's that time for us to roll a D20 of fate to see what we watch next. And I rolled this movie, so it makes it Rob's turn to roll. Let's see what Rob pulls out of the black sack.
All right, I'm gonna reach into this big velvety sack. Now the lights are off because it's hot as balls in here.
Not our mail sack.
It's a mail sack.
But I just wanted to make sure people were clear. We're not talking about our mail sack. We're talking about the one with the dye in it.
It's email sack.
Thank you for clarifying, I guess. I'm gonna roll. Somebody will have to read it. That's an 18.
18.
What do we got? Okay. So 18 is 2010's
Oh no.
The A-Team.
Oh,
wow.
Dear. I really wanted to go through my whole life without seeing this film.
Well,
Yeah, I avoided it.
Yep. When I heard about the scene with the tank,
we're branching out.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Well, you know what? I did see part of this on a plane. The passenger across the aisle was watching it, so I was able to see some. I didn't watch the movie, but I was able to see bits and pieces of it, and I was like, "I'm glad I'm not watching this."
I feel like that's probably the best way to watch this movie.
I don't know, because I watched it while building the Lego Ultimate Millennium Falcon.
Still, I think Brian had the right.
I don't know. I got to build a giant Millennium Falcon and barely pay any attention to this movie, as I was literally sorting through thousands of gray pieces. You know what? The plane might have been better. Actually.
Yeah, that sounds a little torturous. I want a Lego Millennium Falcon, but I don't want to put one again.
All right, guys. Well,
Anyway.
that was our episode. We want to thank you so very much for listening. As always, if you enjoyed what you heard, please consider subscribing. For our episode archive, merch store, and more information, check out our website at 4ampodcast.podbean.com. You can contact us by following us on Twitter or Facebook at 4ampodcast, or email us at the4ampodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to support what we do and help us out so we don't have to pause the episode in the middle 3 or 4 times to move mics around and stuff, throw a little scratch our way. You can either go to our merch store and buy something, sponsor an episode, or just become a Patreon member. We're thinking of some cool things we can add to that, and just some cool ideas we're throwing around. So think about that. It'd be a big help, and we'd all appreciate it lots and lots. But in the meantime, that's all we got. We'll see you in the next episode.
Deuces.
Good night, everybody.
adios.